Ace of Swords. Let's see. Hopefully you're having a beautiful night out there. Weather is treating you well. I think like the weather here changes so rapidly. I need to upload videos of the storms that roll through during the summer, because one second it'll be sunny and then the next second you're in a downpour. Knight of Swords. How are you running from the downpours in your life that maybe you've been avoiding? Knight of Swords is that playful energy. Like, yes, we're out getting exercise. Maybe we need to be using our time wiser. So using logic and discernment around decisions that maybe are hard, instead of playing off and slacking off, like actually putting motivation and work behind whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish and whatever it is that you're trying to go after. So we have a lot of air energy out here: Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Let's see. Is that Six of Swords? It is Six of Swords. Okay, Six of Swords. So sixes could be confirmation for you, because then the Six of Wands also popped out with that. So sixes are about balance, and how are we bringing into balance in our life? So how are we bringing those things that maybe brought us heartbreak, deception, betrayal? The other thing about swords are typically like mind games, manipulation, treachery, betrayals. So when we see Six of Swords, how are you reviewing the past not to get stuck in rumination? How are you reviewing in the past to be able to move better next time? We can't fix what happened. We can only fix how we react the next time that situation comes up. Six of Wands. So this also speaks to the past of how are you balancing your passions and not letting your passions maybe overtake your life. Like, don't get so distracted by those past distractions. Don't get distracted by that mental imprisonment and from the past. Don't let past obligations weigh you down. Start using those swords to logically cut away ties that maybe are not necessarily for your highest good. Four of Wands. I love Four of Wands energy. Four of Wands is stability. When there's good cards around it, Four of Wands is that's stability, that's happily ever after. When you think of a house, it has four walls. And when you think of a partnership, we both have male and female within ourselves. And when we have a partner, they have male and female also. So when we Four of Wands in a partnership is that balancing and developing between the two parties. So Four of Wands, I love that. When you start when you start moving past distractions and using discernment, then you can start bringing in a stable foundation. How are you bringing in your counterpart if you are looking for love? Or how are you bringing in stability into your life, whether it be a new home or whether it be additions to your finances? And the beauty of this is the cat tarot. I love cats. I am a crazy animal lover. Anyway, so if you look, like, one is black and gray and one is white, and so it's that balancing, like the polarity in life. Like, he's off working and she's smelling the flowers. So when you have a counterpart, it's how do you both each like flow and embrace into your own male and female polarity, and also how do you each complement and counterbalance each other's playful and or serious work side. Five of Wands. That betrayal around passions. Maybe passions and ventures with others, you need to start clearing that away from your life. 5 is change. It's change in structure. So if we go from going to a house, 4 of wands, when we go to 5 of wands, well, now we don't have stability, but we don't have enough to maybe create a new foundation. It's like there's instability there. So 5 of wands is taking those passions and maybe discerning, hey, who am I playing with? Is this passion serving me? Do I need to be investing my time elsewhere? 7 of wands. So this is all of those options, all of those choices. So we're building in wands here. So we were looking for stability. So the 4 of wands kind of came in between, like 6 of wands and 5 of wands and 7 of wands. So all of this is very passionate. It's fiery. We are in Leo season currently. Wands are the fire signs immensely, and again, that deals with like our creative spark and our flame and what drives us. So when we think of fire, we think of what is that primal feel, what drives us. So wands, that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All of this instability, all of this chaos, all of these maybe parties that were fanning your fire, but they were consuming you for their own gain, it has to go. The Tower must come. And Tower, that's heavy Scorpio energy, and the Tower is deep and transformative. Everything must go. Like, those cats are just gone. Because when the Tower crumbles for anyone, there's no coming back for that. When Tower is hit, I always like to think of, if it's not actual damage, it's internal mental, like ego endings or ego deaths and dark nights of the soul. So sometimes when we say, oh, there was a Tower card or the death card comes out, that's like an ego death. That's like, once that flashpoint hits, nothing will ever be the same again. So when you refuse to let go, because ultimately we want to seek higher knowledge, we want the Wheel of Fortune. So the Hierophant is higher knowledge. The Wheel of Fortune, we want that to turn in our favor. So that was a card that had come out previously. We want that to turn in our favor. So in order to attain 4 of Wands, I don't know if you're like the collective that I'm currently in, life has just been crazy. And the Towers keep coming, and when you don't let go of things willingly, universe, source, God, whatever, will take it away from you. And sometimes in order to get your 4 of Wands, your happily ever after, when that Tower comes, and this goes with sitting in like Queen of Cups and High Priestess, when those Towers come for you, you have to understand that sometimes this is for higher good. Towers aren't always meant to destroy. Sometimes Towers, those storms are meant to clear a path. When we are carrying burdens or boulders that maybe necessarily aren't our own, we get tired. And when you put it down, when things are taken away from you, like with Tower moments or with storms, anything, you're forced to give it up. And then you realize when all of that is done, when you can't pick up that thing because it's beyond damage, you realize how liberating it is to give it up. So don't be afraid of Tower moments. Don't be afraid of ego deaths. Don't be afraid of any of those things, because when they come, it's things being removed from your life that you had clung to, like broken toys that should have been gone 3 years ago, but you couldn't get rid of it because so-and-so had given it to you. it isn't doing anything. It's just taking up space. It's cluttering up life. Why are you holding on to it? So sometimes things will just come into your life and take it away so that you can't hold on to it. Embrace that. Lean into that. Love that, because I know it feels awful, yet when we let go of things, this is the art of detachment. When we want something, when we're manifesting, when we want something, or when things are really hard in life, and you have to ask for it, but then you have to be willing to detach. So we have to be more willing and gracious also, and sit in our embodiment of feminine energy, of letting go and detaching when things are no longer in our highest good and benefit. I'm going to pull a few more cards from the Cat Tarot, and then I have a whole score of cards over there. So we'll see what we get into. If you like my vibe, I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. I can be found on Cash App, Siren Song Lover. If you would like to sew into my ministry, I would love it. Broke girl here, fighting all kinds of battles against all kinds of people because, I don't know. I don't think you're a big person, though, if you have to get a group of people to come against one woman. Like, really? Anyway, Three of Cups. That is the joke of that. Three of Cups is third-party interference or other people maybe being a hype man. So sometimes people come against you. I love when Source confirms like that. People will come against you because, like, they aren't strong enough to do it by themselves. So, King of Swords. Who have you been dealing with that is harsh with their words? This is a masculine energy that he wants what he wants. He's very cutting. He doesn't care about your feelings. Three of Cups. So maybe he was heartbreak, betrayal with a third party or outside interference. King of Swords is that, again, just very cutting. This is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, masculine energy, or it can be a feminine in her masculine energy. Seven of Swords, betrayal, deception, heartbreak, who's been sneaking around behind your back. So this energy collective shift, whoever you've been dealing with, like, they've been out dipping where maybe they shouldn't be. There's been betrayals, deception. This man is cold. He's cutting. The female, like, Queen of Swords is known as the widow queen or the divorce queen because we're known as Libras or as air signs to be very swift and logical in our cutting off. So typically with Aquarius and Libra, once they make a judgment call on you, they don't come back. So the King of Swords also is that kind of that widower vibe, and he's got like that too cool playboy. He doesn't care about anybody's feelings. He isn't crying to himself to sleep at night. That's what he pretends. I don't know. Maybe that's just ad-libbing. Maybe that's projecting. Who knows? Hope you're having a beautiful night. I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. If you have any questions, please ask. The Hierophant coming out again. So using higher knowledge, Taurus energy. That's actually, so Hierophant is Taurus energy. It's Earth by virtue of Taurus. It's also Venus energy. So Venus in Taurus and Libra. It's kind of, again, using that knowledge of realms that maybe not everybody sees. So it's that intuition, that direct connection, source to God. So Venus and being an intuitive sign. Let's see what else popped out. Okay, my friend. So you were dealing with a masculine that was very cutting. This isn't a nice guy. I mean, when he's balanced and he's being kind, he's nice because then he uses logic and discernment for the highest good of all. He has had you in betrayals and heartbreaks and having other people checking on you and having other people maybe interfering with your watering supply. Sometimes these King of Swords, they don't want to be with you, yet they don't want anyone else to be with you. So sometimes they will have others sneak around you to cause heartache, to cause people to reject you. Queen of Pentacles. Use that higher knowledge, tap into that, sit into that embodiment of divine abundance and bounty. Queen of Pentacles, she's got time to play. She's got time to have a good life because she has a stable foundation. She has a stable castle. She's got food in her bowl. She gets to push it around. So when you start cutting out those parties that don't have the best interest, they want to play games, and you use that Venusian, use that love, that embodiment, that higher knowledge, you sit in abundance. If you're not here to help, move. Like, that's what you need to start telling people. When you start realizing that people aren't there for that path to keep going forward faster, tell them to move. Use discernment. Because if you want that bag, if you want to find abundance, if you want to find happiness, you have to start using knowledge. You have to start seeing between the lines or the bigger picture in order to get to the Pentacles. Strength. This takes strength. When giving up toxic or challenging dynamics, strength is absolutely needed. Until I knew I didn't know, the amount of abuse that happens after you leave a toxic masculine, like, you need all the strength in the world, because anyway, okay, I digress. Knight of Pentacles, that when you need to rebuild your pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is, you're starting to get the bigger picture. You're starting to have the strength and the discernment to what you need to water. So what I was going to say is, when you give up toxic situations or toxic habits, you become unpopular, because those people that have those toxic habits, they want to do that thing. When I went sober and gave up drinking, people that I rocked with no longer rocked because I no longer want to entertain their bullshit. They liked when they could pull one over on me. So when you start giving up those situations, those people that it just doesn't feel good because it feels like they're sneaking you in the back, or it feels like they're gossiping, or they're grouping up together, it takes a lot of strength to start giving up those people. I know that sounds counterproductive, but it really becomes hard when people don't talk to you because you don't want to be abused. So walking away from those situations takes a lot of strength. I had so many, it was ironically other people that were abusive, but they'd be like, well, why don't you talk to so-and-so? You've known them forever. Yeah, I don't need to talk to people that don't make me feel good about life, about my body, about myself. Hermit. I love the Hermit card. Okay, so 2 cards. I absolutely love these cards. This is especially for higher knowledge. This is especially for ascension. So for those of you that maybe are just starting on your journey, the Hermit is, well, the Hermit and the Hierophant are both about going within. And these are both about pentacles. So there's pentacles all over the place too. So that's Earth, that's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. The Hermit is Virgo. And Hermeticism is, how do we heal ourselves? Medicine is built off of Hermes or Hermit principles, Hermeticism's principles, and that's how are we self-healing. The Hermit is, I need to go within. I need to go hide away for a little bit. And the Hierophant is also about, how do we seek that? That's ancient knowledge. Black cats, if you know anything about black cats and like spirituality, like black cats, those are the cats that are, they're the OGs. They've lived a million lives because being a black cat's hard. That's not for the faint. I know that sounds silly, and that may be a side train, but cats are a thing for me. I love cats. They're ancestors. We need to honor them greatly because they are huge protectors. They protect our physical perimeter from pests, but they also protect our internal perimeter, like of the house, from spiritual guests that maybe we don't necessarily want to be in there. So cats kind of straddle both lines of the veil. The Hermit is, how do you go within? How do you kind of have yourself both in and outside of the environment to figure out what's going on? Sometimes you have to hermit. Sometimes you have to hide away from everyone. And like I say, kind of in, kind of out, and just hear your own voice. So giving up toxic people, places, things, well, it was really hard because the silence on their end was deafening. They wanted me to stay toxic. They wanted me to stay dysfunctional. They wanted to pin that on me. And when I started choosing me, when I started choosing healthier patterns, because what I realized was, in order to hang around with these people, I had to self-medicate. I had to drink. Otherwise, there was no way I could handle being around them because they were horrible people. And around them, I became a horrible person. I became the worst version of myself. So going within, shutting out those other voices to maybe hear what's in your best interest. So I'm going to switch gears. We'll go to a different oracle deck. I'm Lara Jo. Hopefully you're having a good night. Let's see what we got going on. Okay. We are going to pull from Messages from the Spirits of Nature Oracle. Let's see. What embodiment of nature do you need today? Ooh, that was way too much. Anyway, hold on. Yeah, I should grab those. Oh, okay. We're going to do a reshuffle on that, and I'm going to pick those up off the floor. Give me un momento, por favor. Hope you're having a beautiful night. I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. Give me one moment. Cool. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm figuring out life just like the rest of us, right? Anybody else got it figured out yet? I don't. I've tried. I had it all figured out. I had a family instability once, and then I tried not having it figured out, and yeah. Okay. So apparently when I cleared the deck last time, I made the energy go wild. So let's try clearing again. All right. Crystal quartz. Focus. How do you need to focus? Oh gosh. Okay, so this is beautiful. First off, purple is royalty. Always love purple. Purple is royalty. That's divine. That's, you know who you are. So crystal quartz focus. When you start bringing attention to the crown chakra, channeling, through your crown, you're going to have laser focus. So where this is beautiful, lightning round. It's the lightning round. You're going to have breakthrough. So when you start focusing, I'm going to add that here. So 8 is karma. 8 is karma. When you start using laser focus in your crown and you start embodying that divine knowledge, that higher knowledge, you'll start using your crown. You'll start walking in that higher path. When you start tapping in and aligning and walking in a higher path, you'll have a lightning breakthrough. So 8 is karma. You're putting in the hard work. Or if you haven't been putting in the hard work, then today is the best day to start. And one of the recent traps I've gotten into, because I'm always like, oh, that sounds really cool, but then I just don't do it. So now I normally have all the stuff for the idea I want to do. I've already set it up so long ago. It's like, do it now. The universe loves speed. If you have an idea, do it now and act on it now. That's how you get breakthroughs. When you start channeling, and we are currently, okay, so we're in the year of 8. 2024 is the year of 8, so that's karma. So everything, past life, present life, today, right now, that's all coming into balance. Also, we just came up on a Capricorn full moon. So we had 2 Capricorn full moons back to back, which is, whew. So the Capricorns were in the microwave for a little bit. They were having a hard time because we had 2 Capricorn back full moons. We just released a 16-year karma cycle. So release. This comes to this card, Dandelion Healing. Release your heavy burdens. Start healing your body. 9 is completion. So let go of things. Start allowing new things to come in. You'll start healing things. You'll start having breakthroughs when you start focusing on what you need. If you need pentacles, if you have an idea, if you want to do something, focus on you. No one else can do it for you. And my little whatever that I was saying about how if I had the pieces I needed to do it, because if I don't do it, then I'm not going to do it. And then I say like, oh, I thought I should have done that last time. So that example came up as there was Dancing in the Rain, and I was like, oh, I should record that. Well, it rained the other day, and I danced in the rain, and I was like, I have all this stuff, so I set up to record it. It actually turned out to be a really cool video. So if you have an idea and you're bored, throw something against the wall and stick. And I know that sounds counterproductive because we're like, oh, focus. Focus on playing. Sometimes the biggest way to bring in pentacles is to focus on playing, or not focus on playing. You'll have breakthroughs. You'll have healing. Hopefully any of that made sense. I am Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover, doing an energy read for the collective. Cave initiation. 4. I love seeing 4. 4 is foundation. So again, going back to 4 walls in a house. How do you have on each side, when you have a divine counterpart or when you have a counterpart, how male and female, how do you have your each polarity and how do you balance each other out? So cave and initiation, 4 stability, foundation. The next card to come after that though is rose and love. So 33 adds up to 6. How are you when you heal? Dandelion, oh gosh. Okay, so dandelions do have amazing healing properties. They also have amazing healing magical properties when you think about it. We blow on a dandelion to make a wish to send out into the atmosphere. So dandelion healing, spread your love, let it go, release it. Dandelion's very healing in teas. It's used for so many properties, which one day I'll tap in on. Heal your heart. Go into the cave for initiation. Build that foundation. Find your happiness within. Rose and love. So 33 is 6. 6 has to deal with emotions. It has to deal with the past. 6 is the number of lovers. 6 is the number of the devil and or man, which aren't we all both angel and devil? And isn't that also why it's super important to balance ourselves? So many of us are walking around as wounded little boys and wounded little girls, and honestly we both need to be like balanced in both sides of our masculine and our feminine. Women get wounded and then they're hyper masculine, and men get wounded and then they're hyper feminine. And it's like, okay, fire, intensity. 15 adds up to 6. Fire, intensity. Those flames, how are you fueling those flames? How are you cultivating your fire? How are you cultivating your fire? How are you flaming those passions? How are you tending to your family or your legacy or what you want to leave for the world behind as your statement? Moon, which is cycles. 5. Love to focus on the moon and cycles, and 5 being a number for chaos and instability and there needing to be change. So the moon is constantly evolving. The moon changes through astrological signs every 2.5 days. It has a big deal though. The moon pulls the tides and the earth and the water and the waves. So when the moon or those secrets within you are keeping you in change, you're going to have to change those cycles. So the moon changing cycles, like it's constantly evolving or shedding its former identity. And we also need to constantly change and evolve and shed our former identity. Start releasing those secrets and start bringing to light, because when we are pulled by a force outside of us, we feel absolutely helpless. I worked in the medical field for a very long time, and I also worked in the restaurant industry for a very long time, and we used to have providers or we used to have staff and they'd be like, oh, it sure is quiet. Don't say that. Don't. Like, full moons are no jokes. Full moons pull the tides, and the ocean, like the world is made of over 70% water. Do you know how hard it is and how heavy water is and how much it takes to pull that? And the moon pulls full oceans. That being said, we are our own little internal ecosystem world, and we are also 70% water. So the moon pulls us too. The gravitational pull is real. People act closer to their true nature during full moons, because the pull of the pull causes us to act truer or more emotional during full moon. So this time of the month, I know that was a long rant. This time of the month, what's happening is we are all kind of going with what the moon's doing to us. We are involuntarily being pulled by the moon and just acting like true to nature. And that's why they say when werewolves turn, kind of thing. Family room. Decisions may have been made. 21, which goes down to 3. 3 always to me is communication. Meetings. So family room meetings happening. Were you invited? Did you get tea? Or were they talking about tea about you behind your back? Who knows? Let's see. I know that just switched gears. We're just seeing it